How to become his greatest addiction. These tricks are magic. What I am about to share will change your life for the better. I'll show you how to become any man's greatest addiction, with just one simple question. Here is what I mean when I say his greatest addiction. Now he will desire to study you more than an honors student studies textbooks for midterms. You will, hands down, be the best addiction he's ever had. You'll have a special tenure in his heart, which basically means that there won't be anything you could say that would make him love you less after getting to this point. He's not going to miss even a single chance to show how highly you rank on his list of favorite things in the world. Spoiler alert, if you do this correctly, your rank on that list of his will always be number 1 by default. His sweet little whispers of "I love you" are basically going to become like a permanent fixture at the end of his sentences. That might sound a little impossible right now, as you're naturally a bit skeptical, but I promise you that by the end of this adventure, you're going to feel more and more that it's possible, as a wide grin smears across your face. But before I can hand you the keys to becoming his ultimate addiction, I need to show you how it's going to become possible. Now I am sure by now you must already be wondering, or you might even be a bit curious, as to how all of this even going to be possible? Actually, it's much simpler than it may seem, and it all starts with a very basic question. What is it that makes a man tick? The answer is a single word. Challenge. Men want to be protectors. Men want to be hunters. Men want to be protagonists in the narrative of the world. But above all else, men want to be challenged. When a man comes across something that presents a serious but surmountable challenge, he is able to receive a continuously rewarding emotional feeling from it. The challenge itself will become a continuously emotionally rewarding reality that he lives in. Now, the best way to describe this is to imagine what the most stereotypical hobbies there are that most men enjoy. Think of things like fast-paced sports cars blazing down the road, movies filled with gigantic explosions, graphic and gory violence in video games, and even the smoking muzzles of gigantic guns used for taking down wild boars in the woods. When you consider all of the stereotypical images that invoke the pictures of men who are like children in a candy store, what do you think that it could possibly be that makes a man want to not only see but experience those things in the very first place? What is it that gets a man's mind to feel so stimulated by these images, that he is compelled to seek them out over and over again, as if he is experiencing them for the very first time 1,000 times over? The answer to this question is in the specific way that it makes him feel. In order to understand what it is that motivates a man to seek out these hobbies, we need to understand the core nature of the feeling that these things give him. This is an exercise that requires taking a step outside of oneself and temporarily living in the reality of a man who is completely captivated by action-packed movie sequences, speeding cars, and ballistic shells ripping through the underbrush to take down a hulking boat. The answer to the question is that these things give him a little or even big boost of a beautiful little something called adrenaline. Remember, adrenaline is the hormone that gives human beings their instinct to either fight or flee in the face of imminent danger or in the face of extreme stimulus. It is all for the sake of the thrill. There is a lightning-fast adrenal buildup that happens every single time a man is thinking or imagining any of these stereotypical masculine obsessions. Now, even though you yourself may not be a speeding sports car or a gigantic hunting rifle, you can create the same effect. The problem isn't that it is impossible for women to match up to the things that hold a man's attention, but the fact that many women simply don't know how to go about it in a way that is effective and naturally sustainable is what causes the real issue. It might be easy to assume that all it takes to stimulate a man is to appear sexually attractive, but the truth of the matter is this. It takes something on a more intimate level to tap into this reservoir of endless attention that a man gives to his most cherished hobbies. We are not just looking to visually stimulate a man, but we are looking to become masters of the emotional wind-up action that sets off his momentum to seek out satisfaction and stimulation. To put it as simply as possible, you must learn the little-known ability to keep a man constantly emotionally wound up over an extended period of time. So now the question is, how do you do it? Well, for this purpose you will need something that I call secret mesmerizing phrases. At the link below is a private video that explains how these phrases can emotionally wind up a man to feel intensely powerful levels of love in your presence. But first, I want you to participate in a fun little experiment. Number 1, listen very closely to the secret phrases that you'll discover on the video. Trust me, it'll excite you so much that you'll watch this twice. Number 2, pick any man you desire. Even that man who has bluntly rejected you. Number 3. Use these phrases on him exactly as described and notice how a sudden avalanche of desire erupts inside him. First, his heart will start to race. Next, his breathing will get faster. And suddenly, he will experience 1,000 different feelings of passionate love that makes him want to possess you, capture you, and make you his forever and ever. Follow the link below and carefully watch this private video.